In this video, we're going to kind of follow the tradition we've had the last couple of days and look at how to represent what we learned today about interfaces and abstract classes using UML in a class diagram. So let's start off like this. First of all, let's talk about abstract classes, and the way that you denote that a class is abstract is by using the curly braces with the word abstract underneath of it. Okay, so that would be how we would define that product as a abstract class, and then obviously implied in that is that each of the properties and methods that are defined are going to have to be abstract as well, right? In C#, that's just how it works. We saw that manifested. Okay, so just again, curly brace with the word abstract, that denotes an abstract class. But what if we just wanted to use abstract methods in a class as an instance class? Okay, so we've removed that abstract word from the class name itself in that container. But in the method container, you can see that we have two ways to represent an abstract method in UML. The first is just by using italics. So my abstract method, try to use an italicized font. Hopefully that became obvious. But the other way to do it is to use my other abstract method. You can see that it too borrows that syntax that we saw just a moment ago with the curly braces and the word abstract next to it. Okay? So that's how you define abstract classes and methods within UML. All right, so next up we wanted to talk about interfaces, and there's really two ways to go about that. Here you can see there's a couple of things we'll point out at the same time. First of all, you can see we have an iPrintable class that is defined as an interface by virtue of the fact that it uses those double brackets with the word interface between them. Okay. Also, you can see the interface implementation relationship through a dashed line. So it looks a lot like the inheritance shape that we saw yesterday with the triangle at the top with the empty head and then a line coming down to denote relationship. But in this case, the dashed line means that it's an interface implementation. Okay, and you can see that also by virtue of the fact that both have a print method defined. So in this case, it is actually implementing that print method. All right, and then finally, there is one other way to demonstrate the implementation of an interface. And so in this particular case, you can still see that the interface is defined using the double bracket syntax. However, in this example, you can see that book is actually implementing that interface through the use of this little lollipop, okay, off to the side. So that means that it is implementing an interface called iPrintable, which corresponds with the definition of iPrintable here in this class shape that we have at the top. All right, so just to kind of recap here, that's one way to represent implementation of an interface through a dashed line, similar to how we would do implement inheritance in one of our classes, and then also through the little lollipop shape. Okay, so that's it. That's interfaces and abstract classes, and you absolutely have to know this for today's homework, because I'm going to give you another UML diagram, and I want you to create the code based on these diagrams and what you learned about interfaces and abstract classes and polymorphism today. So that wraps it up, and we'll see you in the homework assignment. Talk to you later. Bye.